We will continue from our conversation yesterday. We were talking about the psychological impact of Nigeria on Nigerians. And it is my pleasure to be able to continue that conversation with you today. I know a lot is happening in Nigeria, so much is happening in Nigeria that it reminds me of what Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu said, that it doesn't matter whether he's here, he's not here, that Nigeria has come to an end. It doesn't matter whether he is here or not, that Nigeria has come to an end. The zoo has come to an end. And today, despite him being in the DSS dungeon, the zoo has come to an end. Today, there are information about food coming from the north, not being from Niger State, from Niger State, Niger State, not being allowed out of that state. Today we have IBB, Ibrahim Babangida, one of the worst things to happen to Nigeria, talking about a coup, a possible coup in the zoo. And remember, let me take you back to, I think, about 2 years ago when they were seriously planning to have a coup in Nigeria. That time, even somebody, a lawyer came out, that was a couple of years ago, more than 2 years ago, came out and wrote wonderfully well how coup would be better in a democratic government. These people pretend to be looking for solutions, whereas they are not looking for solutions. They are looking for ways to keep the zoo in the state of hopelessness that it is. If they want the zoo to really advance, for the people there to really benefit, for democratic principles to be observed, what do? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the DSS dungeon. And what is his call for democratic principles to be observed, to be respected? To be respected. A lot is happening in the zoo. A lot is happening in the zoo. And before I begin, I call on Nigeria government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be immediate and unconditional, not one that is, some people are saying, let's, these people, they have already talked about being shorties and whatnot. No. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not be as a matter of bail. No. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be unconditional because Nigeria broke the law. Nigeria government broke the law. Nigeria government broke international and local laws when they abducted this innocent man. Therefore, I call on the Nigeria government to obey the ruling of various courts of competent jurisdiction, which declared the abduction and continued incarceration of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, illegal and a crime against humanity. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was abducted from Kenya by Nigeria government on the 19th of June, 2021. And he was tortured in Kenya for 8 days, after which he was forcefully brought into Nigeria. And since then, he has been unlawfully held in the dungeon of the DSS in Abuja. You may recall that on the 20th of July, 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a violation of international human rights conventions and also ordered his immediate and unconditional release. It is such a shame that Nigeria government has continued to snub this opinion, just like they have done to the ruling of various courts in Nigeria that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Instead, the Nigeria government have pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on this innocent man. I also want to remind you that the same Nigeria government on the 14th of September 2017 set plans into action to assassinate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, despite the case of this man being in their own court. Thankfully, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape. But the zoo government ended up killing at least 28 people in his home that day. They killed anything that moved, they killed, including the family dog. And this wasn't enough for them. They did not end it there. The zoo government started trailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and in 2021 they abducted him from Kenya. And since then he has been going through severe torture in the hands of the Nigerian government. Now we know that the story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that of an honest man. This is what honest people go through in Nigeria. The story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the story of a man who saw Nigeria for exactly what it is, a crime against humanity. And in a bid to ensure the survival of his race, he embarked in creating awareness concerning the hellhole that this contraption is and the disaster that this contraption is descending into. And today, like a prophet, his words are unfolding right before our eyes. His words are just happening as we can see. I remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, go now and change. I remember when IPOB said, actually, go now and change, convert your money into dollar. Convert every naira you have into dollar. And what happened? Some of our people obeyed, some did not obey. And today, everybody is talking about it now. People are seeing how Naira has become valueless. No value in Naira. No value. This is what leadership is. Leadership means a direction. They know where they are heading. You cannot go on a direction without knowing, without having a mental picture of where you are going. You might not have seen it physically. You might never have been there physically. But you have a mental picture of the place. You have dreamt of the place. You have seen it in your mind's eyes, how the place is like. And you have seen what it takes to get there. That is what leadership is. And not so long ago, the leadership of IPOB called on Biafrans to change whatever money you have into dollars, to change Naira into dollars. And because of that, today, the whole Nigeria, they are crying. People are crying out of hunger. And you are benefiting because of this advice and so many more. The same way they said, go and plant, go and start agriculture, go and do this and do that. Because they have been able to see the destination. And they saw what is happening in Niger State today. They saw it a very long time ago. So this morning, once more, I call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And for the release of other Biafrans who are being held captive in various dungeons by the Nigeria government. They should be released because they committed no crime. There is no offense that they committed. Thousands and thousands of Biafrans are held at different dungeons operated by Nigeria government simply for demanding for a democratic process of a referendum. Now, if Tinubu is so concerned about democracy, why is he not allowing really democracy to function? Why is democracy not functional in Nigeria? Why is it not functional in Nigeria? Yesterday I read a press release where IPOB called on the Nigeria government to start to allow other companies to compete in the cement industry. And this is something that a government should not be begged to do. This is something that a government should not be begged to do. They must be able to say, they must look out for the interest of all. Interest of all, not the interest of a few. And the Nigeria government, they have failed woefully. They have failed dismally. They have failed dismally. Every single day, it is one abduction or the other. Every day, one abduction or the other. It is crazy. And at this point, I want to recognize the men and women of the Eastern Security Network. Thank you, people, very, very much. It is great honor that I am recognizing you people. When I say great honor, it is because when I remember ESN, when I talk about ESN, I feel honored. I have this sense of pride. Very, very, very wonderful people. And at the same time, I recognize the leadership of IPOB, the Directorate of States. The Directorate of States. Wonderful people. People who saw the land before they stepped in it. People who saw the vision and they have been guiding us. Look at the policies. Their policies in our land, look at them and you see the direction that you are headed. When the information was released that you convert your naira into dollar, did you do it? Did you obey that information that came from the DOS? That goes to show you that they saw the destination before you even thought anything can ever happen in the zoo. Onyendu said that, long time ago, Onyendu said that the zoo will be worse than Somalia. And like I said yesterday, the zoo is worse than Somalia. The killings in the zoo cannot be compared to any other place except except the devastated Syria. The zoo is worse than Somalia. And when you look, you find out that it is in the same order, the same direction that the leadership of IPOB is heading. They tell you what will happen before time. What will happen before time. Now, at this very juncture, I want to say, because we have heard people make calls and say, oh, can you please come? Can you please come? Just come and talk to us. Listen, let me say something. This I've been meaning to say about the request for people, for the head of the Directorate of States to come and address Biafrans. I want to say this. I've been in several places where it's been said, and I just kept quiet, never said nothing. But I think it is important that I repeat that in the freedom fighting, we are not just soldiers. We are more than soldiers. More than soldiers. And a soldier goes through command and control. You don't need for the main person, the GOC, to come and stand in front of you and give you instructions before you do it. You don't need that. Therefore, mentally, we are supposed to be mentally stronger than even soldiers. We are supposed to be mentally stronger than even soldiers. Therefore, why are we still being pampered? And why are we so happy to be pampered? Don't you know the direction that it is headed, that this struggle is headed? Don't you know where it is headed? Is anything supposed to change? Is there anything that our head of directorate will say that will change the course of the struggle right now. He has given, you know, the direction. We know the direction. What is it that you need for him to say before you function, before you do what you are supposed to do? At this point in time, everything they have taught us, everything our leader has taught us, they have taught us, the DOS has taught us. We don't need them every day to come. We are the ones who are supposed to be actually even recruiting the others who are still on the wayside. We shouldn't be like, there is this story they say in the Bible. They talk about babies. There are times when you feed them with breast milk, with milk. And then there are times they have to grow and start eating real food. We have been in a state of war for a long time. We are supposed to understand that it is time for real food. Not, Elembe, when will this person come? This is not the time for that. This is the time for us to be in control of our minds so that we can successfully go back to our minds in order for us to keep going. Our leader said that we must be able to go back to the mind. When things are tough, you endure. You use the mind to endure. Because you have a strong mind. Not everybody can endure anything. As an adult, your mind has been developed enough to endure. This is that time. We are no more babies eating from the bread. Anytime they come, we take it as a blessing. Anytime they do not come, we soldier on because we get instructions and we know the way. We know the way. They are showing us the way, so therefore, we know the way. That is what I wanted to say about that. That is what I wanted. We must understand that at this very point, we have gone into a position where we are no more babies drinking from the breast. We are no more that. And you remember what I was yesterday I talked about, what's his name? The man that killed himself in front of the UN building, New York. Bruce Mayrock. Because of the Biafran people. He set himself ablaze and burnt. They took him to hospital, but he did not make it. Bruce Mayrock. Bruce Mayrock said, stop feeding the people false narrative that Nigeria is this wonderful place. Children are being slaughtered. You are feeding them milk like babies because you think they do not deserve to know exactly what is happening. Bruce Mayrock tried to campaign for people, and he even gave his life for that campaign. How many black people can do that? How many black people can do that? A black person will see what is happening in Africa and would rather go and be tackling what is happening somewhere else, rather in Africa, rather start in Africa. Now, look at this other man. The man who, Steve Jobs. According to the report I received, Steve Jobs quit religion, actually Christianity. He quit Christianity because of the killings of Biafrans. He said, How can people who teach me about God, this ever-loving God who forgives all, it doesn't matter what your sin is, he forgives everything. He holds no grudge. He doesn't even remember. This wonderful Father who has given us heaven on earth, who has even made a better place for us there in heaven, where they say the streets are even better than made with gold, where they say it has not even entered the mind of a man, the goodness that is being kept there. How can people who know all these things, how can people who they say according to divine instruction or revelation, they got all these things, how can people who have been given this divine revelation, divine instruction, who even according to the story saw, was put in a trance where they saw, their eyes were opened, they saw this thing, heaven, how can people who bring to you such a news of a wonderful place end up killing you for your own little oil, your own dirty place, your own, the place they say it is dirty, that you are not developed, you are not advanced, but they are killing you for that place. They are killing you for oil, they are killing you for gas, they are killing you for lithium, they are killing you for different minerals in your land. And these are the same people telling you that there is a place wonderfully made. So he said, no, this story that they have been given cannot be true. And therefore, if they can do this to children, I am no longer part of them. If they can do this to people, bomb markets, bomb hospitals, not even that they were bombing and allow them, those who can cross the border, to cross the borders in order to seek asylum and be accommodated different places. No. Their plan was to annihilate our race, to kill each and every one of us. And this is the kind of situation you have in Africa. This is the kind of situation in Africa. He said, how can such people know God, this merciful God, this wonderful God, when they attack and kill people who did nothing to them? How they rounded up people who did nothing to them. They restricted them from traveling. They restricted food from coming to them and their children in order to wipe every one of them out of the surface of the earth. How can such a people know God? And he quit. He quit. He said, no, I cannot stand with such hypocrisy. And he quit. I cannot be contributing my money to London. He quit. To Westminster. To Anglo, England. He said, no, I can't. I can't be helping these murderous people grow. I cannot. Because he is not a victim of the way Nigeria has victimized Nigerians. He is not such a victim. He is not psychologically impaired. He is able to. This is what you call when you are reasonable. You reason. This is the place of reason. But now look at today. Look at those who are the direct receivers, first-hand receivers of such inhumanity. The first-hand receivers of such inhumanity. Their home has been turned into churches. The place where these people who kill them, their home, they've sold their home to them. And when you want to talk to them about it, they tell you, freedom, we leave it. People do not understand the responsibility of freedom. You must be psychologically challenged not to respect freedom and also understand the responsibilities. You must be psychologically challenged to want something without knowing how to handle it, or without wanting to know how to handle it. Freedom, it comes with a responsibility. That one of the prizes, one of the responsibilities of freedom is what we are doing today. One of the responsibilities of freedom is what ESN is doing today. One of the responsibilities of freedom is what the DOS is doing today. One of the responsibilities of freedom is bringing your business from Lagos down to Delta, bringing your business from Lagos down to Asaba, bringing your business from Abuja down to Owerri, bringing your business from different corners of Nigeria back to Biafra land, to Akwa Ibom, to Rivers State. They call it River State. One of the responsibilities of freedom is to look at situations without sentiments and say, this is this, because of this I make this information, this decision. This is this. I've always said that the people who are supposed to conscientize our people, open up their eyes to the truth of how religion came into our land, are the religious leaders. The reason why I say it is because, one, these are our people. Number one, these are our people. They themselves, the priests and the rest of them, they are our people. That is why I say number one. The number two, they have the greatest congregation of blind people, of psychologically impaired people. So they can make the most effect on our people. When you hear some of us complain about people like this priest, it is because they have what it takes to get our people out of. They are supposed to be learn from here, go and expand their research. They have what it takes. They have the finance in order to research and find every information. They have the time. But no, they are not doing that. They are busy concentrating on the money they are making today, penny wise, pound foolish. If these people are reasonable people, they would have fought for their own people first. And you know, when you have a nation like this, they are the people who are supposed to say, okay, come. If they are reasonable, they are the ones who are supposed to tomorrow say, okay, let us. They are the ones we are supposed to be calling on in order to figure out how to properly structure the kind of how am I going to say this? I want to say religion, but I don't know how. Okay, let me explain this. Let me explain it this way now. I think this will be the easiest way for me to put it. You know, we already had our religion before anything. Before they came with theirs, we already had our religion. The problem is that these days we seem to box religion into the popular ones: the Christianity, the Islam, the Buddhism, these popular ones. We forget that religion is just a way of life. Therefore, a way of life of a people, that is Omenala of a people, is their religion. We do not see Omenala as a religion because we have been made to see religion in a way of how should I put this? In a way of an organized social event. We have been made to see religion as it must be an organized social event. For instance, every Sunday, every Saturday, every Thursday, every, bring out one day, build a place where people will gather and recite certain things, prayers, and all of that, and do all of those religious things that even you, as Onyomenala, is doing every morning, every afternoon, every evening. The same prayers, the same way you pray, assuming we are able to build one huge house and say, okay, Ndi Omenala. The way we'll come out here, we'll pray. If it is drawing of chalk on the ground, it will be provided. Make sure that it is provided on your space there. After all, people are provided books to read. If it is, I'm just giving examples of how things can be set up. Do you understand that with the lessons that these religious people today have learned from whatever religion they are practicing today in Biafra land, they are the ones who are supposed to, at that point, be giving us kind of directives, saying, okay, this and this is the way to actually structure it. Today it is called to commercialize. Because you want to be able to develop the religion that you have, to this century's own. This is the way to go. But they are not doing enough. I saw a video recently where one of the priests was was interviewing this lady, I don't know, for healing or for whatever, in front of the church. And the lady was saying she's from, is it River State? Yes, River State. And then that she's not Igbo. And he was, saying, we need to teach our people, blah, 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 all of that. I mean, he doesn't need this information. A lot of people have taken it upon themselves to spread that information. Imagine if that was his content for a long time ago. From a long time ago, imagine if that was his content. Imagine if he would find another content, since these people are content creators. Imagine if they will find another content that will help wake his people up, unite his people, inform his people. Imagine the effect of that will, when you don't even need to be in that church to have the kind of mindset that they have. The mere fact that the major population of our people practice the same thing is a direct connection to all of them. Once that video is out and you say, hey, Okwa Pastor, Okwa Reverend, you find the way people will accept that information easily. They will, Nani, a small child. The one you is even as old as your grandson is the one you are calling a Nani, because of the way they see them. That same way is the way our people receive information from them without questions. But anyway, the fact that they refuse to do their job, it has given you another responsibility to carry out. Responsibility is a good thing. It is a wonderful thing. Responsibility makes you happy. Responsibility makes one happy. If you get to understand the place of responsibility and the impact responsibilities have on your life, then you will understand. You will always be happy every time you are given a responsibility. Always be happy. So, yesterday I did mention a few things on the psychological impact of Nigeria on Nigerians, and now I must just go straight and talk about just a few things, the impact, just a few things like this low self-esteem, which is one of the impacts of psychological issues. Nigerians, most Nigerians have low self-esteem. You know that people living in poverty often experience low self-esteem. You know, people who live in poverty often experience low self-esteem due to the economic hardship that they face. They do not see themselves as equals with the others. Forget all of this gara gara that you hear Nigeria, you see Nigerians do. It is called cover up. It is cover up. That is why the Nigerian can be abused by its government and the Nigerian will do nothing. That is why they can bring people from Niger, put in your army, and you will do nothing. They will come and kill you, you will do nothing. That is why nigger states, the first people, if anybody is supposed to behave like an idiot, it is the people that they called idiots. I am saying if anybody is supposed to behave like a dog, it is the dog, right? That you expect a dog to behave like a dog. You expect a nigger to behave like a nigger. Somebody who answered the name, who accepted the name to be a nigger, you expect that person to behave like a nigger. A darkness. Today, nigger state is not, they are not shipping food, allowing food to cross to the other sides of the zoo. And it is one country. They still say it is one country. They still tell you that the zoo is one. And the people are buying it. They have allowed that to happen. Those from the neighboring, is it Kwara State next to it? Oh, yeah, I'm not sure. The people from the neighboring states gathering in, I saw the video of them gathering in their elites' houses. Gathering in their elites' houses. They haven't run up, cross the border and say, you know what, this country is our country. It belongs to all of us. Therefore, we are not going to sit in at the other side of Nigeria being hungry while people in nigger states are eating lavishly. And they tell you that this is one Nigeria. The same people that are trying to sustain you into that one Nigeria. But when it comes to certain things, they tell you, no. We are not the same. And you accept it because you have low self-esteem. What is low self-esteem? Low self-esteem is seeing yourself lesser than you are. Seeing yourself as inconsequential to your environment. Like, oh, what impact is, even if I do this, what difference is it going to make? If I stand up for my rights, what difference is it going to make? It won't matter. After all, NSAS happened, nothing happened. Is it me? Those who went for NSAS, these are people who had proper evaluation of themselves. They knew what they wanted and they went for it. Somebody with low self-esteem will not go for what they want because they will always think in a very, you see, the crab mentality. That is because of low self-esteem. You pull each other down. Why? Because you are even afraid of being better. You are even afraid that this success is not up to the standard you should have. Psychologically, you think that, sometimes people self-sabotage. You know why? Because they think they are not up to that point to have such a success. You find them, they have let's use this example. This is not a definition of success, but in Nigeria, this is the definition of success. Let's say you find those people who you have a lot of money in your account, you go, you buy the most beautiful cars in order to prove that you have arrived. Whereas, that is to build your self esteem. Whereas, you don't need to build anything. You don't need to build anything. But they buy the latest in order to prove a point. They give out gifts in order to prove points and show it online so that everybody will see that they gave out something. So that people will recognize them because they have failed to recognize themselves. Therefore, they want others to recognize them. How can you recognize yourself when you see yourself below where you are supposed to be? Low self-esteem. And then there are those other ones who the way it works for them is that they will have all the money they have in the world, you can have in the world. They can have all of that money. And even when you tell them to buy a new clothes, they will not. They will not. They would rather wear those old ones. You know this person can afford to buy 1,000, 1,000,000 of Versace's. I don't buy Versace, that's for sure. I don't buy expensive clothes for a reason. I buy clothes based on how they make me feel, how I fit in them, how good the clothes are, not the price. If the clothes are very cheap, very affordable, and they look very good, then I buy it. Not because of name. This is Versace, therefore I must. No. That is just branding. I can't buy into that branding thing. If it's quality, then that's what I'm going for. Then I take it. It doesn't matter what the price is, whether it's cheap or it's expensive, and it's quality, then I take it. But there are people that it doesn't matter how much they have, they will never buy even that affordable one. They will never even go for good quality. Once they see quality, they start thinking, oh, this must be so expensive. Once they see quality, they're even afraid to even ask, "Na ego lewe ha." They are afraid to even eat very well when they can afford to. They are afraid to invest in their land when they can afford to. Because they have been told, you are not good enough. You cannot compete with us. You do not have what it takes to be politically active. Like you see, those in the Fulanis, very active politically, determining your life. Therefore, you've been told you must be a servant. This is your place. And you have internalized it. It is low self-esteem. Therefore, you see them going there to the north every day to be their houseboy. You see the situation in Nigeria. Every politician in Nigeria is supposed to have known that Nigeria is coming to an end. Look at how the synergy in the north, how they are working together, the Fulanis. Everybody is playing its role. Those who are supposed to criticize Tinubu, they are criticizing Tinubu. Those who said, oh, don't worry, we are one. Remember Tinubu said the Fulanis and Yorubas are one. Those who he said that with, they are still there doing what they are supposed to do. Going into their forest, those who made agreement with them and said, oh, don't worry, we will handle the security, just handle economy, loot the country dry, plunge it down anyhow you want, because we know you Escobar, do whatever you want. We are in the security. They are there still doing their job, going from one forest to another in order to kill people. And Escobar is quiet. It is happening all over the north. They are quiet. Villages are being renamed. He's quiet. He is not sending strong force to tackle them, to make sure that the terrorism is nipped Look at how the Yorubas are working. Tinubu today, some of the many Yoruba top politicians, they have aligned, they are in line, they are eating, they are looting funds. Look at the woman that was disgraced from office the other day. She was talking about how many of them that she shared money with. She shared money with the this one. She shared money with, and they were looting in billions. Billions. They are looting in billions, and all of them are just quiet, just milking it, milking it. They know it is time to end the zoo, and you, a politician from this Biafra land, all you are busy is trying to get only for you. You are selling out your own brothers to go and get 5 billion contract in order to kill your brother. 5 billion contract in order to make sure that your brother remains in the DSS dungeon while you are arranging terrorists who are going to take over our land. Oh, we want to make you the governor of this state. You must give us 3,000 hectares of land. And you say, Oh, Muka actually me governor because of this land. Just come and take it. So that you continue being a servant, no low self-esteem. You find these people, these governors, scattered all over our land. These political leaders, these politicians, every day by day we are here asking a governor not to behave like an idiot, not to behave like a crazy person, like somebody who does not even reason. Like every day by day we are here asking them to behave like humans. If it is not Enugu State a governor today giving out our lands to terrorists, it is touts in Anambra State causing trauma on our people, causing more psychological damage on our people. As of yesterday, I read the news about one of our persons being killed in Anambra State by these touts at Obogu. If it is not, if we are not dealing with the Anambra AVG, that are killing people, going around hunting IPOB members. We are talking about the dead bodies that was found in Abia State, courtesy of the governor that gave them that land. And the same thing Enugu State is trying to do, or give them the land. When you look at Imo State, it is even hell. Okoro Hausa left a very demonic state there, to the point where even Imo people now are so demoralized, they have no value of themselves. Today, the governor in Imo State is there busy killing people, using the police to harvest organs. Tiger Bays, harvesting organs in Tiger Bays, bringing in terrorists and putting them into the Nigeria police, the Nigeria army, and what have you. Nigeria has created a serious psychological problem for Nigerians. Low self-esteem, everybody is suffering from it. You now want to change. I remember when I left Nigeria, I remember how I thought I was the man, this. Then left and reached started posting on Facebook to show, I am here now. What are you trying to prove? You cannot go through that process of Nigeria without being psychologically impaired. Have problems in the mind. What are you trying to prove? Do you see a rich person trying to prove that he's rich? Do you see any wealthy person trying to prove that he's wealthy or she's wealthy? If I own a laptop, You see me going around proving to myself that I own a laptop. If I have to prove that I own something, then I really don't own anything. If I have to prove to myself that I'm a man, then there is something that is telling me that I'm not a man. If I have to prove to myself that I'm a man, then there is something telling me that I'm not. Your society have given you negative messages about you. They have told you that you are not enough. They have told you you don't deserve a good life. You don't deserve good roads. You don't deserve good electricity. You don't deserve nothing. They have told you you don't even deserve electric supply. Like, we cannot supply you electricity and we still charge you over 5 billion. The EEDC, they did not supply electricity to some people in Abia State and they charged them over 5 billion for 2 years. They told you you are nothing. We can't do whatever we want to do with you. And that company is still standing today. Just like people went into the mosque in Enugu, like we were told, we were informed here on the radio, and brought out guns in order to kill our people who were complaining about the nuisance they were creating, and that mosque is still there. It is still there. The EEDC or whatever it's called is still there. It doesn't supply electricity, nothing. It just basically stands there, eats money, takes from you, sells your own electricity to wherever it wants to. And it's still there. You are not reacting because you have bought, you have received, you have internalized that message, the negative message that says that you are not enough, that says that you are not worthy to have good roads, that says that you are not worthy to live a good life, you are not worthy to be able to eat whatever you desire. Just ordinary food. That is why people, when somebody made a joke sometime, he said, your enyi gị nwoke ị na-asị na ọ dị too tight, na ọ dị too caring, na ọ dị too, no, all man na small meat pie and Fanta daa yakata. Small meat pie and Fanta. That is you see what I'm trying to say. Food, you can, because of food, you just nwatakịrị pụ onye ya meat pie and Fanta. Oh, you have become enyi ya nwoke, enyi ya nwanyị. Just food. Sugar mommy, sugar daddy, food. So that people can rapium. They've told you that you don't even deserve food. Today they have stopped bringing food to your land. The other time they stopped bringing food and food wasted, your own government went and paid them billions. Because your own government is the one promoting this idea that you do not deserve it. You are not worthy. You don't deserve good schools. You don't deserve anything good. No good health care. You don't deserve nothing. You take that, you travel over the world, you try to and the crazy thing is that when you go outside of Nigeria, the kind of way, especially in Africa, the type of way that Britain has been able to sell Nigeria to other Africans, you start thinking that you are important. Somebody suffering from low self-esteem, you go there, they put you on top, you say, hey, you fail to deal with your trauma. You now go there, you start posing. You then forget to deal with your trauma. How many Nigerians have dealt with their trauma? That is why for anybody to take time to listen to Radio Biafra, then you know that the person is tough. Because this is where we deal with trauma. Here, we deal with trauma. We go direct to, this is a trauma unit. This is a trauma unit. It is not easy. It is not easy. People feel that they are worthless. In Nigeria, they are not adequate. That is why even when they leave and they see good things, they see all of these wonderful, wonderful ideas, they do not want to bring it into Nigeria. For those who have been able to go through their trauma, try to heal, and then bring it to Nigeria, say, okay, let me bring it to Nigeria. They get the same Nigeria say, oh, so you have now healed yourself, eh? You now recognize that you are worthy, and your people back home are also worthy. They are good enough for good health care. Now you want to buy 1,000 ambulances to ensure that people are, even though we have not built hospitals, you still want to drag them to that shady hospital. Maybe they will get some sort of treatment. They will find a way to destroy that idea. You come in, you even vote for somebody you think that will perform, and they come in and say, you think you want to change something. Supreme Court will just move you away. And the people will do nothing because they have been told for a long time that they are nothing. Therefore, they should do nothing and say nothing. And they have accepted it. They have internalized it. They have no low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. Do you know that psychological issues, for example, what Nigeria has passed is taking people through, like poverty, like a lack of any service delivery. Do you know that it can cause disorders like depression? You see Nigerians working, you think these people are just okay. Go and touch them. Now you see that depression come out. That depression, it releases itself on you. That is why people leave their baggages on other people. They bleed on other people. Any opportunity that they find to what's the word? In order to just release that energy, that negative energy, they release it. They go to work, they become toxic at work. You go to church, you find toxic people in the church. People who are only interested in money. Who only care about money. Toxic. You go to every institution, you go to ordinary fire service, you find there is no fire brigade or whatever, no functional, no car, nothing to take. No, they don't even do no service. But when you go there, you still find toxic people. People who do nothing, who just sit all day doing nothing. You still find toxic people there. You go for car registration, there is not even an office. You find everybody loitering up and down. You don't even know the office. You don't even go to any office to do anything. I remember the last time I went to I went to car licensing office, and I was asking myself, what is going on here? Huh? What is so there is no department that you have to know. You have to go through an agent now. It is now those agents that will now take it inside the office. Even the agent will also, you also have to choose between agents, the fast one and the slow one. The fast one and the slow one. There is nothing that is working. Mental issues everywhere. People are anxious. They hit and appear people, they are very anxious. You say one thing, they start screaming at you, and boy. And when that drugs was introduced into our land by those animals, when they brought in those drugs into our land, what happened? You saw your youth started abusing it. Substance abuse is an indication of a mental health issue. Everybody in Nigeria is stressed. There is so much stress in Nigeria. Therefore, people have to now engage in one or two things in order to take their attention away. Remember that these people already are feeling like they do not deserve any good thing. They feel low self-esteem. Therefore, the only thing that will come to their mind due to the stress, due to the depression, due to the anxiety, is to further degrade themselves. That is why sometimes you see when you are angry, you want to do something bad, not something good. Nang, you were here, maybe he may TPI everything. Why not iwewe gigi ime ihe ga-akpago obiọma something good? Iwewe gigi ime ihe dị mma. At least so that joy when you are doing it, iwe ahụ na-ewe gị sef akwụsị. No, you won't. Oh, iwewe gigi ime ihe dị njọ. Oh, if I'm angry now, I will destroy everything. Why? Because that is what you need. You need to unleash that energy. You need to release that energy. That negative energy. That negative energy. It's a mental issue. It's a mental issue. So much uncertainty. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. There is loss of hope. Nobody knows what tomorrow holds. People are dying young. This is one of the problems of this is psychological problem. When you are having so much stress, it becomes the life expectancy reduces. Have you not seen the difference between these European countries that are paying, even those who are not working, paying them salary, paying them a wage, some sort of wage, giving them free housing. Housing that is so proper that you think it's a hotel. Hospital that is so proper you think this is a hotel. They give to their people free of charge. Look at how long their people are living. And look at people living in the zoo with no proper health care. None. No functional health care. No service, anything whatsoever. Look at their life expectancy, how they live. These days, when people live up to 60 years, you don't live now, you don't try. And in the church, they tell you it is grace. After 60, it is now grace. After 60, it is now grace. Oh, it is written there. You ask them, the woman who brought that book, what is her name? Eliza that died. She's not the one who brought it. Yeah, her ancestors brought it and it came to her table. The one who, they still own the rights to that book, you know. Any book you buy, you understand that they make money from it. Any Bible you buy, you know they make money out of, you can go and buy it in area. They have made their money from before it was even sold to you. Because they own the copyrights to it. The publishing rights. To publish it even, you have to pay them. Whereas that woman died old. Over 90. Over 90. People living in poverty, they face a higher likelihood of premature death. When you live in poverty, the next thing that place becomes, the poorer a place is, the more crime the place becomes. People become agitated. People become depressed. People start substance abuse. They start stealing. They start breaking into your house. They start raping. They start all manner of things. And life expectancy becomes low because you cannot involve in such danger without putting a danger to yourself. Even the stress itself is enough to kill somebody in just a few days. So when you listen to this and you look at Nigerians, understand them. Because you listening to this radio, you have already been emancipated. That is the reason why you can listen. This is why we encourage people, send these messages. Our broadcast here on the radio. Send them out in your village platforms. They need it. That is where, that is where this what are they called? These politicians in the name of what are they called again? These politicians in the name of the village heads, the GP, or is it called whatever, President General PG? Yeah. This is where they recruit their people and give them the information from all these village meetings, especially the ones overseas. You worry that people overseas, some of them are not interested. It is because they give them information that keeps them sedated, that keeps their mental issues in check. From WhatsApp group and all of that. Their village meetings is the way they are congregated in order to keep inundating them, making their life expectancy very, very low. Hopelessness and despair. What people are now interested in all of those meetings is when you have a problem will come. Not even about how to build you up so that you become more. It is only when you have a problem will come. Will come. Okay, so I know I have spoken a lot about these issues, the mental issues that that Nigerians are facing, because it is time for me to open up the line. But now let me talk about how people cope, because humans develop a coping mechanism to everything. That is one wonderful thing about humans. We always find a way to cope. And sometimes it can be detrimental to us. For instance, look at Nigeria. Everything happening to them, they just want to cope. They find ways in order to adjust. They find ways in order to adjust. That is when you psychologically make people believe that they are not worth it. They will always find a way to adjust. They will never say, you know what, I am breaking free from this. This is not up to my level. I am more than this. No. Rather, they want to adjust to whatever position that you have put them into. They want to manage and adapt. Manage. You remember that? You try to adapt, change. No, not even change, adapt. Manage it. Managing. You continue living in poverty. Nigerians, they continue living in poverty. Even, let me tell you, Nigerians, what is his name? Is it Rotimi Amechi that said that Nigerians, they will not be able to do anything to free themselves. There's a way he put it. I can't remember exactly how he put it, but that was what he said. He said that they forget Nigerians. They will not do anything. They will not, because they have invented a coping mechanism, a way for them to cope.
Good evening.
Sorry about that. They have invented a coping mechanism. Therefore, they will not find a way to break themselves out of that. People living in poverty, they often develop a way to cope, a mechanism in order to help them to survive, in order to make them to survive whatever negative force that is happening, in order to make them withstand everything negative that is happening, even the effects of poverty on their mental health. They are trying to withstand it. They employ mechanisms like acceptance and adaptability. They become easily accepting. You see them today saying, "Hey, Pope, you are talking about man and man and woman. We don't accept." They accept. They accept. Because they have been built in. How many of them did you see that stopped going to church since their leader, Onyishiha, said that? How many did you see? It is because they've accepted. Don't say they have not. They have. If you are a Christian, you have accepted. The fact that you said, I am continuing, it means you have accepted what he said. You cannot, there is no other way you can say, I do not accept, but you continue. You are continuing because you have accepted. You have accepted. That is one of the consequences of allowing Nigeria to dictate, to mold you, actually. You accept and adapt. Coping mechanisms. The line is open now. You can call in and let us have a conversation. While I am waiting for your call, let me call out the number first. The number to call is +2778 06454557. I repeat, the number to call is +2778 06454557. Let me bring you this news about what is happening in the zoo, because the zoo is just, it's crazy. This news says at least 7 people were killed while dozens of women and girls were abducted as Fulani gunmen attack an Ungowan Tofa village in Igabi local government area, Kaduna State. This is happening in Kaduna State. You keep asking yourself, why is it that these people, it seems like they are not ready to rise up and defend themselves? It is because they have been told that they are not worth anything. They have been told that they can be killed and killed and killed and nothing will happen. Nobody will do anything. They have been told that they are just servants, that their lives do not matter for anything. They have been told all of that, and they have bought it, they have accepted it, they have internalized it. They have internalized it. Okay, look at the EEDC that I mentioned earlier. How many people are calling for the accountability of EEDC? How many people? How many people? Let me read this news from Icons News. It says, EEDC's failure, a call for accountability and actionable change in the Southeast. Now, look at the let me go down to see the person who wrote this. Oh, for Family Writers Press. This is somebody from Family Writers Press. It was written by Chema O. Biafra. You see, it is somebody who has been emancipated mentally from the mental slavery that Nigeria is, from the slavery that Nigeria is, that can be able to call for accountability. Why would you call for accountability when you don't even accept that you are good enough? How will you call for accountability if you are accepting? Your coping mechanism is to accept whatever Nigeria brings to you. You just accept. Now, let me read this, and you understand that this can only come from somebody whose mind has been liberated. And this is the work of IPOB. It says, the management of Enugu Electricity Distribution Company, EEDC, have sufficiently displayed their failure and exploitation proclivity in the Southeast, while the company heavily charges the populace for their services. It consistently fails to provide a reliable supply of electricity, thereby plunging homes and businesses into darkness and destruction. People are forced to pay exorbitant bills for a service they rarely receive. This exploitation is not only unjust, but also stifles economic growth and development in the region. The management of the EEDC, epitomized by Emeka Ofo, is not only a failure, but have come under fire for their apparent incompetence and lack of accountability. Ofo, who has a questionable track record in community affairs, seems ill-equipped to manage the complex challenges of providing electricity to an entire region. His managerial failures have only exacerbated the already dire situation faced by the people. More unfortunate is the Southeast governor's lack of will or ability to address the EEDC's failures, because they are all criminal-minded leaders who pleasure on the proceeds of failure. Instead of holding the EEDC company accountable and seeking alternative solutions, these governors have allowed the status quo to persist. This inaction of the Southeast governors hugely question their commitment to the well-being of their states. So it is time they take decisive action and kick the EEDC out of the region or force it to give the society their agreed service. The constitutional power now rests with the states to generate their own electricity, and it is imperative to exercise this power to provide a better alternative to the EEDC. The governors must prioritize the interest of the people over the interest of a failing company. The EEDC's inability to provide sufficient and steady electricity supply to Southeast is a serious issue that demands immediate attention. The people of Southeast deserves better than an epileptic electric service, and it is time for the darkness of EEDC to be replaced with light of progress and development for the region. This is written by Chima Biafra and edited by Oga C.S. Madabuchi for Family Writers Press International. And like I said to you, it is only those who, under the umbrella of this job that IPOB has done, this mental emancipation, only those who have been emancipated by the job that IPOB did here on Radio Biafra, that can be able to stand up and say, you know, I deserve a better treatment. I deserve a company that is benefiting from me, that is rendering a service. Do you know when they are rendering a service to you, you are their master, you are their Oga? It is only an emancipated person that can say, you know, I am your boss. You are not supposed to treat me this way. You are not supposed to treat me that way. Treat me with respect. Treat me with dignity, because this is my position. Because I do not have a low self-esteem of myself. I understand my position in life. I understand my position in this relationship. It takes somebody mentally emancipated to be able to call out the EEDC. Your governors will not do it because they themselves are slaves. They have low self-esteem. They do not care about you. How can you care about somebody else when you don't even know your own value? You don't have a value of yourself. How then will you care for somebody else? You saw when I've said this a couple of times. I don't like using this example, but let me give this example. Do you know when people were killed in Lekki Tollgate, those who had value for their lives, they were killed in Lekki Tollgate? What did their parents do? They ran into the house, didn't they? They ran into the house. How do you think they can defend their children when themselves, they could not have up to the value, the self-esteem that their children had? How do you think they will come out and do anything? Even until today, you know, the loss of one's dear one, it's not something that you can just wipe out in time. No, you will always remember. The pain will still be there. Why haven't they utilized that pain in order to bring meaningful change in their lives? Today, they are suffering, but they are not doing anything. Why? Why is that so? Because they are captive of the Nigerian system. They are still under mental subjugation. They are going through the psychological impact of Nigeria. And just like your governors, they cannot question EEDC. They are there doing the same job that EEDC is doing. They are there looting you dry. They are there stealing from you. How can they now question when them and the EEDC are serving the same purpose? It is you that is mentally emancipated that can ask such a question, and that can force your government in order to act in the way that they should act with you. The women that came out, the mothers that came out and protested, because they understand the value of their lives. They understand the value they have. Those who came out in Enugu had protested and said, no, we can't have this. I saw a protest happen in, is it Asaba? Police brutality. Again, police brutality. Police brutality. The same way that all these people who have failed in serving the interest of Biafrans are supposed to be booted out of office and out of different positions that they are occupying, because they are supposed to render service to the people. If they are unable to render service to the people, then why are they there anyway? Why is EEDC still there if it is not rendering any service to the people? I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are welcome to Radio Biafra. Please do introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion. And they won't watch Chineke.
Yeah. They won't watch Chineke. Sochima Mbanali. One of our professors. When we talk about professors, people don't know what we mean. Our leader remains Mazin Namdok Chukukano Ahmadike one of Biafra land, Doriman, who stand up and said, enough is enough. The evil that are going on in Nigeria, we should not suppose be there. We are different people. We will continue until our leader being released as the people, as Nigerians, and they are evil people, as their late president Muhammad Buhari said. When he came here, said Nnamdi Kanu should answer his this thing in the court. Court will decide. And when the court decide, the Maludas said, no, that is our leader for you. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu said, we must be free, and totally we must be free. We agree that Nigeria is not for us. My name remains Mazin Namdu, Mazin Obasejike. I'm calling from blessed land of Biafra. Biafra is our religion. On this Haro platform is where we worship. Ezechukwokuka Biama, the God of our land, the God of our ancestors, is our God. Maz, you are talking about Nigeria and the things that are happening here, and all those people calling themselves religious leaders and what they are doing. You know, people, as far as Nigerian concerned, Nigeria is like religion. Nigeria is like the same church that British built for us to follow. They use it to narrow our mind down, believing there is a way we can, after we leave, we go there and rest. That is where in our mind, even me that talking now, I am still struggling to believe, is this lie that these people lie to us, or is it what? I still thinking about it. Somebody we go to church, people will stand on the face of masses telling lies, telling you that God, a rich man can never, it will be hard, a rich man can go to heaven, not a poor man. All those things, that is, when you look at all those things, you say, does it mean that people don't think? Because I can't recall when we are small, all the that time I had a fortune teller at that time. I've been thinking about all those things. That will be like a rich man going to heaven, will be like elephant trying to pass the eye of nail, the needle. My brother, I ask myself, all those things these people are saying, are you sure that these people is not the one that is holding everything down? Because what I'm saying is, if hungry touch it zoological well, they must go to church and tell them, let you people tell us the truth. All this kind of lie I never see. You tell me that Lazarus on this earth leave what he's supposed to do and stay in the gate, on the gate of rich man, and that rich man did not do what he's supposed to do. He did not. Why Lazarus is a beggar? He left what he's supposed to do. He left the work he's supposed to do. Go start begging. Yeah. And the rich man said, see, let me tell you, go to work. Go and do work. There is nothing. You have leg, you have hands. Why are you sit down here? And they said, after he died, that's all died. A beggar died. He went to heaven. Imagine. And the rich man died and went to where they are called hell. Why that rich man go to hell? They did not tell us. Is it because of only that he did not help Lazarus? Or what? You see, all those lies we need to tell our people. See, there is something our leader said. If you are looking for miracle in the church, you are mistaken. There's no miracle in the church. Where miracle is what you are doing as all miracle. So our people should open their eyes. If we want to restore Biafra, that everybody will know that man, as I am, there is a people who I am the God for, who I am capable, who I am solving their problem. Yeah. Because you can never see God telling, oh, human being, if Fulani people kill all of us now, and the God will keep him quiet, and the Fulani are killing people every day and night, and they are not telling people to open up and say enough is enough in the church. Because all of us, every morning, like I'm saying now, before I started this restoration of Biafra, in the morning I will go to morning mass. I will from my shop and go to evening mass. Midnight I'm playing rosary, asking the fallen man where I did not know to pray for me, to have mercy on me. Why Okeleke in my land, Obas in my land, I can never tell them to have mercy on me. Those who make me to live, those who created me, because my father has created me here. Absolutely. This is my land. It's not outside. So our people should open their eyes on this. We are not against any religions of a thing, but we want to listen like others. That you can never, because of church, or you are this, you are that, killing your fellow man. And that church was formed by human, not God, that you are calling. Yeah. Religions were formed to do their way, to make sure they are destroying us. So great Biafrans, what we are talking about is how we can free ourselves from this. Okay. If we want to worship the really God that created Igbo people, we call our ancestors who know that we are here, not a fallen, not to St. Peter, Yowaloma, St. Michael, Yowaloma, what of some all our names, our ancestors, where they are, call them. There is something I want to tell Biafra now. See, there is something that happened. It happened to me. I saw it. We went to chase all these animals who are disturbing our farm one certain time. As we are chasing them, those people was making call in their own language. Let me see, their own brothers, they give them order to come and rescue them where they are. My brother, that day is supposed to be the last of day I supposed to bleach on this earth. But there's something happened. Because as there is no way because as we are there, my brother, where I hide with this thing I use cover myself, I was inside the forest.
Thank you.
I just dey watch one snake like that dey move. I was these Maludas who wanted to get us. Do you know what happened? And then I thank God that day that that snake, the person he bite, is an Igbo man. A nonsense Igbo man who came to destroy their own people. And the snake bite that man on their chin. Ntia. He fall there. Others run away. My brother, that is something. We say the God of our land, the spirit, Ezbo spirit in on our land. So great Biafra, support ESM. Make sure if they said we must be praying, we must have faith, we must believe what our leaders said, that Nigeria came to destroy the children of light, and we must destroy them back. If you believe, remember that we don't have all this witchcraft, all these people. Evil politicians is our witchcrafts, and all these religious leaders is the angel that are guiding them. These police people is the one that is playing for them. If these people did not support them, by now, if all these evil politicians have changed, do better things in our land, but they are building to continue destroying us. May Elohim bless you for your good work. Stay together with our leadership.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. He has said all that needs to say. I mean, there is nothing I can say. He even gave us an example of what he witnessed, where a snake beats somebody who is acting against our people. A bad person, that was who the snake was able to bite, So we must all wake up and understand our responsibility. That is the only way that we can move forward. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Because of time, I will be now circumspect of time. Please go ahead. You have 3 minutes. Introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndeo.
Maazị Mbanali, Chukwu okike abịa ma were ọnọdụ n'ime ndụ m. Nwa dị ihe ga-eme asụ nwa na-etu ihe nna ya ụkwanụ dị akpoji. We have grown old enough to demand what happens to our ancestors, and we are here gathering the whole information, enlightening our people, and every Biafran must take note of this. This is the time for us to be free on this earth. Don't bring religion. There is only one God that owns everything. Everything. So that you get say, well, Father, Bishop, Pastor, Baba, Church, and no much to quote Kabiam. Now, Kuzina, win daughter. I call her by the all the Mazin Banali today, self-esteem, the name with the shame. People, all these religious leaders have no shame. If they have shame, they're supposed to use the case of our leader, then as a case study of justice. But because they are completing justice themselves, all the journey.
That's network issues, but he'll be back. Okay, he is
yes.
back. Go on.
Yes. You see America, they are in their land, they have everything of their lot in tight. You see China, Britain, all of them, Israel, they produce weapons, they produce what they eat. They have their own currency, money. But here in Nigeria, Yoruba, they're free now. Yoruba, Tinubu is one man. Go and check the whole Yoruba, Boso Yinka. Are you people going to abandon Nigeria as an inheritance to your children? Dead. So that you will not bring religion out there for you. Yoruba, go back to whom you are before. And I will say, go back to whom you are before. We the Biafra, this is our land. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. The children of the Most High. Because we abandon our own God, the owner of you, Tinubu, that gave you sense, that you failed to know what the side that acquitted is. You are looking for somebody to tell it's a certain you. It's a certain you. Oh, that's the Jonathan. These people have no respect. Mbanali, all the leaders in Biafra land, they are completely witches and wizards. And do not apologize. I'm telling you, these people, they move like it. But oge Chukwu Okeabiama, nwunye m Chukwu Okeabiama ọkwa na-ekere say come against soro ibe m log so that ọ bụdoro chance okechesike so the log maka ka anyị na-alị oto siri ike maka akaka the children of the landlord ndị Igbo ndo ndị Igbo ụmụ Chukwu Okeabiama hapụsa ha ụmụ Jesus Christ. Maazị Mbana, guys, think deep. That is if after praying you say Chukwu Okeabiama ekele dịrị gị ya ọ na-atọ dị n'ụtọ. These people came to our land, destroy every of our culture and tell us you are Christ. Imagine. Insulting our ancestors before our face, 50 years in our bro. Insulting our ancestors. These fugitives. Oh, the Jonathan, but tell religion and IPOP, but tell behind or Parando. Mazi Mbanali, Mokasinde, Ghana Becha Gamonwa. Ndara no Chakana Batamba in it. Then went in Nana, the value of a parent. They come here and teach us the ancestors. But the present certificate who they don't know who is. Present certificate, the one as a certificate, the one as a Jesus Christ, the one can so Baba. Oh, come on, Fulani Mohammed over the lie. They were that flag and put the line out circumcised idiot. All the Dalosian and the Jonathan. The Jonathan happened. The Jonathan were looking in other Ali. Can you get out Aluchamog? I'm telling you this. I'm rising down. What to call price? Where do I get standing? But these pastors will have the mind that so much you should go kata. With a real young. Hope you are more gallant. Then a chicken doesn't know it. No, let we are happy. Oh, then I'm the canap of time. And then the chicken does no scratch. How about that? They give you child. Then the child, how much could come? I let it scratch. But the brand here could. I said, I know plenty. But how the dead in Kenya? How many gentle? We have people that have the mind to design. You saw this leaders here. But let's say the one who Biafra telling each other. Each other, P2P. Or each other, let's go. My one job at Dela. Ndị Igbo na-achọ bedela ele ịkanete ele time ọzọ aga na temple ebi na Chukwu onye nwe ụtụtụ nwa abalị ga-echetakwa mba n'ọchị ndị ọcha dede Jonathan ọṅụ ịsa ya gbariwala mma na nne no threat. I'm telling you, Shetim is threatening us by killing us and taking our land. Training butchers, hardcore criminals. Look at our Biafra land, the Jonathan. They don't finish up kidnapping everybody. They kidnap us. I don't know person. You say that they have the canoe, Terrible. Alternate. Let the Jonathan never. Also, I'm not Nigerian. Nanaba. Say let's set about JSS. Tell about JSS. Oh, the Jonathan. The Jonathan. No, Biafra. Biafra. Aranka yi say pray na ba play please. How mo collect Chukwu Okeabiama wo? Ndewo ai lawa oje okonko. Obawu. Biafrans.
I'll help Biafra. Ndewo Mazi, thank you very much. And I have the last caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndewo.
Mazi, good morning.
Mazi, good morning. Dalo, good to hear from you.
Longest time, but
yeah, Otela, Ndewo.
Yeah, nice, nothing. Okay, Mazi, like what you are saying, what you are treating, Mazi, what is killing us, Mazi, religion, this foreign religion, Well, let me introduce myself. I remain with work, calling from my location. The foreign religion is what is holding us. What is holding us down? Is foreign religion. It doesn't allow people to wake up. Our people are deceived and continue deceived. I said, and I want to repeat it now, that the priest, the clergy members, these clergy members, they are more dangerous than politicians. These people that anchoring Christian religion, these people that the clergy members, the pastors, the priests, they are more dangerous than politicians. Because this is, I see church as arm of government. Arm of government. Because what these people are doing, they are continuously suppressing people. People want to rise up to challenge government. Church, keep them down. They are now arm of government. So if these people are doing damage, they make people to become useless. As in, okay, I'm talking about the people, the ones that rise up that want to protest, want to do something. They keep them down. But the people they damage their brain on daily basis, make people to become foolish, to not even realize who they are, make them to deceive. I say they know what they're doing. They know that the preaching is force, and they continue doing this. It is evil. These people are evil. They are liaising with politicians, and I can say that politicians is better than them, because politicians, they are the reason why people don't hold politicians are accountable. These pastors are the ones. They are the people making. They are the ones making people not to hold politicians accountable. So this problem must be largely blamed on them, because they're supposed to wake. Okay, look at. Okay, what happened to South Africa? This man now that followed to fight for the appetite. The reverend there. What the name of that man? Yes, he's a reverend. He's a reverend. This one leading the this. Is it not pastor like them? So, Bishop, our own people are even the ones suppressing, even helping government to do the job, to perfect the job. I say they are the people that continue where the missionaries stop. Missionaries hand over to them to continue. They are continue deceiving our people, to making people gullible. And this missionaries, for that letter of Leopold to them, to the missionaries.
Yeah.
There are 3 key points. There's he gives them 3 key points. 3 key points that he tell them that they must always work with these 3 key points. That one of the key points is one, make sure that you place you, and he tell the missionaries to make sure that they place themselves up, and make these black people to see them as God. Put yourself ahead of them, that you make them to feel that you are their saviors.
Yeah.
That's make sure that this is maintained. What second is make sure teach them how to love poverty. They must love and make them to fall in love with poverty. Make them to believe that a poor man is the one God loves. Make people to fall in love in poverty. Second point, key point. Third key point is make sure that you teach them to make them to hate anything about themselves.
That is deep.
Hello, Mazi.
Yes. Please round up.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
I
Please
don't know
round up.
if you see hearing me in case.
I am
I
hearing
think the
you.
third one is make sure that you teach them to make sure they to hate themselves, hate anything about themselves. So now they are seeing themselves as a low.
Okay. That call ended. His call dropped. But yeah, we got his message. We got it loud and clear, and I do support. Unfortunately, there is not enough time. I cannot answer more calls. Please do forgive me. We are already out of time. And if you check today, I also opened the line quite early. No call was coming in. So please do forgive me. We're already out of time. One thing I must say is that look at political parties today. How are they serving you? Are they serving you well? They are not, right? The political parties, they are all the same, basically being controlled by the same people, the same persons. Now, that is what religion did. Religion actually started as a form of a political party. They are just doing the same thing, basically the same thing. Religion is a form of politics. A form of politics. You see, in political party, you cannot be a member of PDP and you are voting for APC. It doesn't work. It's only in Nigeria that it's even crazy that that look at what's his name, Wike, PDP member playing for APC. Political party is meant to keep you guys apart, differentiate you guys, keep you guys apart. But in Nigeria, it is so obvious that they know they are working for the same slave master. They know that they are serving the same people. So they don't really care about that so much. Religion is designed in such a way, it came before political party in order to separate you, in order to make sure that, hey, no, you and you are PDP, you are not supposed to go with APC, separate you. So religion is even worse. Oh, you are a Christian, you are then different from, you are not a Biafran, you are not a full Biafran because you are Christian. That's what they tell you. Because they want you to still be under their control. It is a way of control. Do not forget that. It is a way of... There is no difference between it and political party. The same way political party is being used now is the same way religion was created and was being used. Even still is being used. So anyway, we'll leave it there for today and we'll continue there tomorrow. We will talk about tomorrow one of the... I did say acceptance and adaptability is one of the coping mechanisms of those who are going through psychological trauma. And tomorrow we can make more examples of it and also talk about the closure of the border for food to come in from Niger. Remember, this is not the first time that they are doing this to the south. Remember, during the genocide, they stopped food from coming in. Is this another one? Remember, they tried it once to understand our preparedness at a time like this. They tried it once, and their food spoiled. The government paid them, which means the government ran a test run, and then they saw how it went, and now they are doing it fully. So it is time that we all wake up. It is time that we realize what is actually happening. Thank you all very much for being part of this program. Tomorrow we'll discuss more on that. So I want you to go and bring up researches about the blockade of food because tomorrow morning we will be discussing that. And remember, our time is 5 in the morning until 7 a.m. You must make yourself available from the beginning. From the beginning, 5 until 7 a.m. Thank you very much and do have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is Radio Biafra. Ndewo.
Chris Okoye, Elliot Uko, and Igwe Ajawachukwu, among others. These are the Igbo leaders that attended this very function. I don't know how many of them are in the payroll of Hausa Fulani people. The professor himself, Webeze, lives in Lagos. This is Radio Biafra. The truth must be spoken at all times. In an interview granted to Sahara TV, these same Sahara TV people, These people laundering the dirty email